being here this evening.
I do. Yep.
For the second and final face-to-face debate between the candidates for the U.S. House of Representatives, 5th Congressional District, Congressman Robert Hurt and General John Douglass. Now, based on an earlier coin toss, we're going to begin with with General Douglass with his opening remarks. Please, General Douglass.
Well, thanks, Bill, and Lou, and thanks to my family for being here. My wife's here, my daughter lives on the farm next to ours. And thanks, Congressman Hurt, for driving all the way up here from down in Danville. And thanks to all of you for being here this evening. I consider you all to be my neighbors. I'm Brigadier General John Douglass, for those of you that don't know me. I rose from being a homeless kid living in his car, taken in by a foster family, worked my way through high school and college, went into the Air Force and rose to the rank of Brigadier General. Along the way, I was President Reagan's Director of Defense Programs on the National Security Council and President Clinton's Assistant Secretary of the Navy for Research, Development, and Acquisition. You know, if you're up here from the northern counties, you may not know much about my opponent, and he spent a lot of money putting out signs, but he spent also a lot of money swift voting me. He even hired the firm that swift voted Senator John Kerry and Senator Max Cleland. Now they're smearing me with false attacks. So tonight, I want to set the record straight. You know, they said I had nothing to do with bringing the USS Virginia program to Virginia. I designed that competition, and the admirals who administered that program for me have endorsed my campaign. They've even challenged my role in naming the first boat the USS Virginia. Perhaps if you wore the uniform, you wouldn't be so quick to question the service of those that do. My opponent claims the election should be about the economy and jobs, but instead they attack my patriotism. I promoted American aerospace policies that created thousands of jobs across our nation, policies that encourage every country to buy government-approved and licensed products. When that line of attack didn't work, now they're even attacking my commitment to clean air, using Facebook as a source. The reason why they have so many dollars for this garbage is they get their money from corporate PACs that are bankrolling their campaign. They talk about unemployment in the district, but do nothing. He blames partisan politics, then he votes with his own party 94% of the time. That's why we have so much gridlock in Washington. Corporations provide the dollars, they take control, and we pay the price. We can't afford another term for a career politician. I'm a soldier and a leader. I'm running to help Virginia families. All families in both parties get a fair chance at a better future. Folks, this time it's time to choose good over greed.
Thank you, General Douglass. Congressman Hurt, please, opening remarks.
Thank you. And thank you, Philip. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Lou, for participating in this debate tonight. Many thanks to the Greater Warrenton Chamber and the Fauquier Chambers of Commerce for hosting this tonight. I'd also like to thank the people of the Virginia's 5th District for allowing me to serve as their representative for the last year. And I can tell you that I have enjoyed very much serving alongside of Frank Wolf and Rob Whitman over the last year and a half. I can tell you, and I'm here to tell you tonight, I'm not running against Frank Wolf, which is a confusion that sometimes comes up during the course of this campaign. But I've been proud to work with Frank and look forward to serving with him in the future. I also want to say what an honor it is to have the prospect of representing Madison, Rappahannock, and Fauquier counties in Congress in the new 5th District. You know, the old 5th District is 8,900 square miles. The new 5th District is over 10,000 square miles, and people say, well, what does Fauquier County have in common with Pennsylvania or Mecklenburg? And I would suggest to you a couple of things. First of all, we have a heritage that we're proud of, a history that we're proud of, and the idea of being able to represent the place where John Marshall lived is important to me. But I'll tell you the thing that I think binds us together as much as anything is our love for our quality of life. The rural nature of our district, and I would suggest to you that those are the things, those are the qualities that bind the entire new 5th District together. And I look forward, if given the opportunity to serve, in working to better the 5th District. Listen, this election that we face in only a few days is, I believe, and has been called the most important election of our lifetime, and I believe that it is. When Kathy and I decided to run 2 years ago, the reason that we ran was because the country was on the wrong track, because we had unemployment that was too high, and we had an escalating debt under the previous Congress and under the current president. I will tell you that since President Obama came to office and since the 2010 election, the bottom line is the leaders in Washington have not gotten the message that was sent in 2010. The election in 2010 was about the president's health care law, a job-crushing bill. The election in 2010 was about a cap-and-trade policy that would require everyone to pay more in electricity rates. The election in 2010 was about a government spending, government investment through the so-called stimulus program that didn't create any jobs. That's the bottom line. And the problem is the president didn't get the message, Harry Reid didn't get the message, Nancy Pelosi got the message, but she soon forgot it, and frankly, my opponent didn't get the message. That's what this election is about, is continuing to get the job done that we started in 2010, and that is get us to full employment in this country, invest in the private, in making sure the private sector is able to be successful, create the jobs that we need, get us to a balanced budget.
Thank you, Congressman.